Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm working on a really fun spring summer card with this little tricycle gnome. And we're going to take a look at what I did in Design Space to get this card rolling. So let's get started. Let's start just by dissecting this card a little bit. This piece right here is my inside sentiment layer. And this is all one layer that I have put together with print then cut. So I started with just a simple rectangle and then I made it orange. So in case you're not quite sure how to do that, you just come over to this left-hand side, left click shapes, bring in your square, size it up to the size you like. Then you come over and you hit the little colored square here and choose your color. And I choose this orange right here. And that was done. Then for my next layer, which is this layer, I brought in, move this back here, an offset. But I didn't actually do an offset, I did an inset. So I have chosen this by left clicking, hit my offset, bring it over to the left of this center line, square up my corner, hit apply. Then because I wanted this fun summer paper, which just happens to be from Polka Doodles, and I believe that's Winnie Special Moments, but I will look that up for sure, and I will link that below. So back to this rectangle, I have it selected, I go to Basic Cut, I come down to Print Then Cut, click on my black square, click Color, click Pattern, and I locate this. One easy way to do that is to hit Filter, and it's orange, and let's see if I save this by color. And here it is. Now, you see how it brought it in here, that it's not exactly like it is here. Well, I can choose this, go back and click, hit Edit Pattern. I can rotate this, and I'm going to rotate it 90. I want this on the other edge, so I can flip, and then I can move it. And again, we're going to have to size this up. We're going to move it down, make it a little bit bigger. You can play with this until you get it exactly where you like it. And there we are. Then I brought in one more rectangle, or one more square actually, over in Shapes. Bring that in, size it where you like it. I want it white, so I come up and click the white, bring it in, and then I go and I find my sentiment. Now, this sentiment just happens to be from Connie Fong Sunflower Gnome, and so is this little sun. So all I did was bring in those images and I stuck them on. Then I selected everything and I flattened. And that was it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so there's that piece. Now this is actually representing the card base. So I'm going to go ahead and move it over here. Let's talk about this front piece with this cute little Digi. We have the little Digi that I have imported. And if you're not quite sure how to import, or if you're not quite sure how to manipulate import patterns and manipulate them, I'm going to link a couple of videos below that might help you with that. So you'll get another idea of how that's done. So again, very simple. I brought in a square, shaped it to the size I wanted, and there's the orange rectangle. I brought in another square from Shapes, did the very same paper, exactly the same way. Then I brought in my Digi, I placed him on top, and then I put in text. Now, let me say this. This orange piece right here actually is not something that got flattened in. That is a separate piece that I just cut on my paper slicer. It's just in here to show you that this little piece is actually in there, but it's actually a layered piece of cardstock. Okay, so let's just move that out so we remember that. Now, as for this font I just typed in. So I went over to text, typed in hello, and then I changed my font by selecting it, coming up, and choosing the font that I wanted. All right, now let's just pick up this hello and let's just see what that font was. And in case you want to know, you forget yourself, you can come over, select it here, then double click, and you can see here, Feeling Groovy. All right, so font is Feeling Groovy. So again, I select, come up here. I can actually just type in F-E-E-L-I-N-G, and there it is, Feeling Groovy. I click it, and there it is in there, right there, ready. Okay, now, how did I get it to look this way? Well, I came over, I did a right click, I duplicated, kept it the exact same size, put one on top of the other, but moved my top one slightly to the right. Then I colored it orange. And there it is. That's all I did. Then I put it all together. Let's move that over there. I put it all together and I hit flatten. And there's my card front ready. So then I have this piece that I'm going to cut on my paper slicer. And then I have this piece, which is my card blank. So let's go over to the craft table and let's get this all put together. Again, everything I used will be linked below in that box. That little box, by the way, is above the comments in case you're unsure. And sometimes you have to click the little dots or something that says see more to see that box. I've had that question before as to where is this information that you speak of, this mystical information. Well, it's in that box, but sometimes you have to click the see more to actually see it. Okay? All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and put this together. We have made it to the craft table, and here is our front, all colored, along with the little piece that I'm going to back that. Then we have the inside sentiment and our card blank. This card blank is going to measure 8 by 6. That's a different size for me, but I've been doing some 6 by 8 cards lately, and it's kind of fun. Of course, we're going to score on the 4, so it actually makes it a 4 by 6 finished card blank. And I'll tell you, I bought some envelopes for 4 by 6, and that's how I ended up making these cards. I'm not sure why I bought 4 by 6 envelopes. It was probably a mistake. It was probably a mistake. But you know what? We just make the best we can out of these mistakes, and we just make some 4 by 6 cards, and it works out fine. All right, I adhered the sentiment to the inside of the card, and now I'm going to go ahead and adhere the colored card front to that layering piece of orange cardstock. And then all we have to do is adhere that to the actual card blank. So I'm going to use a little ATG. I feel like I can just kind of hold that with the heel of my hand and sort of roll up the, the corners there, the sides, and just put a little ATG in there. We're going to wrap up this card with a few little sparkly gems. just going to add a few to this sweet little bouquet that this little guy is delivering. I think it's so cute how he's taking his little pup in the basket along with him. This will make a great summer or spring card just to send to someone to let them know I'm thinking about him and send a little sunshine their way. Thanks for joining me. I'm so happy you came by. Any comments or questions, leave them in the box below, and I will definitely get back to you. I will leave all the info for you so you can find all these goodies. We'll also link those videos we talked about. I'll link those below also. Have a wonderful week, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.